Are you currently, right now, using one of the telescopes that you were just describing?
Unfortunately, at the moment, you can see some red numbers up here on our weather display. The wind and dust are too high, which is not an uncommon thing to happen in the springtime. So we're waiting right now for the wind to drop and for the dust levels to drop so that we can open the telescope. We have observers from the University of Colorado and the University of Washington who are remote, who are prepared to make observations by controlling the telescope over the internet and the instruments over the internet. So they're preparing to make observations if the telescope can be opened. Next door in the control room down the hall, the 2.5-meter telescope is set up to do the search for extrasolar planets that I mentioned, but they also are constricted by the wind and dust limitations, so they're sitting around and waiting as well.
Okay. Do you have an astronomical image that you wanted to share with our audience, Russet?
We do. We realized that a lot of observatories have been showing very pretty pictures of galaxies, beautiful objects. We did have a selection of those. We decided instead to go with this image, which has a lot of scientific content in it. It looks almost like a slice of pizza. It's actually a slice of the sky. And our galaxy, the Milky Way, where we are, is located at the tip of the pizza slice there, and we're looking outward at galaxies towards, in the direction of what would be the crust of the pizza slice. All of those little red dots that you see there are different galaxies which were discovered or measured by the Sloan Digital Sky Survey. And there's quite a bit of science just in the distribution of how these galaxies are spread throughout the universe. And this particular researcher was Ben Dilday at the University of Chicago, who provided this image for us, was looking at where supernovae occur in all of these galaxies. So the white symbols show the locations of supernovae, and he's looking at supernovae that occur in isolated galaxies versus supernovae that occur in clusters of galaxies. So we're looking out over a distance of about 4 or 5 billion light years to the edge of the plot there, and so that's quite a large volume of space, and many galaxies and many supernovae discovered by the Sloan Digital Sky Survey.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I wonder if you have other events coming up for the 100 Hours of Astronomy.
We have an open house planned next week, April 10th, at the observatory, and there will be tours and viewing events and science presentations. And a rare opportunity, this has only happened once before in the 12 years that I've been here, we will have an eyepiece attached to the 3.5-meter telescope, and public tours will have the opportunity to look through the telescope if weather permits.
That sounds like a great event for the public. Russet, I want to thank you for your time, and I wish you luck. I hope the weather improves and that you guys are able to get your observations done. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome, Colleen, and thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night. You're watching Around the World in 80 Telescopes. Stay with us for the Large Binocular Telescope Observatory.